Welcome to our pay-per-view special. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the Thomas & Mack Center just off the Vegas Strip for a highly anticipated rematch in our main event. Scheduled for 12 rounds of heavyweight action between these two great warriors. Crawford's coming down to the ring, and you can tell with that zip in his step that he plans on this one being a spectacular evening for him. Barnes has got his eye on the prize. He has complete focus on his ring walk here. Opening stanza of this 12-round fight. Teddy, I assume many times in your career, you were instructing a fighter that was going to face a fighter who just had the longer reach, flat out had it. What did you tell him? What did you try to cement in his head leading up to that fight?
You know, sometimes you get caught up when you're fighting a fighter with those great, outstanding physical attributes like tallness and height, reach advantage. You start to think that only one way is the way to go. You got to force yourself to work your way in. I remind myself and I remind my fighter that you can step out and make the taller man give up his height. Walk him into traps.
They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Nice block by Bad Intentions.
Hello.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Crawford. And now another left. Able to counter that attack. Hard to believe that they can keep up this pace, but who cares? It's so entertaining while it lasts. Effective work, the three-punch combination. 10 seconds remaining in this round. Combination to the head. Crawford's punch stats tell the story of that last round, Teddy. He was just the busier man.
Yeah, he was the busier man. Not big blows, you know, not real damaging blows, but he controlled the tempo.
Okay, listen to me. When he misses with a punch, count it. Don't look for just big punches, okay?
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Able to get rid of that one. Now he's getting into a groove. You can tell he just landed a three-punch combination. Good defensive skill. Barnes tagged by another uppercut. What does the double end bag bring to a fighter that'll pay off in the ring?
Well, defensive qualities, really, that you're moving after your last punch. You're not waiting for a receipt. You're not taking a picture. You're not getting caught after your last punch. When you finish with your last punch, you either move your head or you use your legs to step out.
And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Good defensive skill with the block by Bad Intentions. Good job protecting himself. Way to block there. Great movement to get away from those punches.
You need to move your head more, okay? Side to side. Lean to the side, then boom! Counter punch.
And round number 3 is underway.
Upshot, you're still not moving.
Blocks the headshot.
Keep moving, keep moving. Move, keep moving around the ring.
That worked out really well. Throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head.
Work the body. Punch.
Nice, precise work, doubling it up by Crawford. What a chin. Can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing?
And more importantly, can his opponent believe it? You know what? You want to hit a guy, so you figure that that's a good thing, that's an encouraging thing. This is a case where his opponent might get discouraged just by seeing his guy take those kind of shots.
Crawford is showing you a little defensive skill there. Able to move away from that punch. Fires right back at him. Protecting his head well with his guard. Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round.
Use the ring, use the ring.
Well-targeted double jab by Bad Intentions. Parries that punch intended for the head. And just grabbing onto his opponent.
That head moving.
Last 10 seconds.
Good. All right, your hands up. All right? All right? You want some? Listen to me. The best defense is to throw punches. You need to throw more punches, not people learn. Get the compress on that.
Here we go with the 4th round. Good blocks.
Finish with the punch. Put your hands up. Back to the body.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. There he is zoning in, the old 1-2. Crawford's doing a really nice job here. I mean, putting his punches together. This is what you're supposed to look like as an offensive fighter.
Yes, it is, especially when you have a guy in front of you putting the earmuffs on. You know, you cover up the way that his opponent is. You're supposed to put them together. 1 or 2 are going to be blocked. But when you put them together like that, they're going to get through.
Come on, side to side.
Halfway through round number 4. Crawford's banged by a big uppercut. Crawford's lucky that the referee didn't see that. I can't believe he just got away with a headbutt. He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. comes right back with a shot of his own. Oh, good exchange there.
Some more head. Back out of the way.
10 clicks of the talk. Barnes' cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. Crawford's getting hit too much. I mean, it's as simple as that, Teddy. He comes back after that round, and he just got popped a lot.
Yeah, well, right now he's got to find a way to get away from some of those punches, but there's a problem, a big problem. Like with anything else, how are you going to start changing it if you haven't been taught differently? I don't know that he knows the answers.
Good block.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move.
Barnes' corner will really need to get after that swelling. Oh, and they decide to trade there. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Turns over the hook after turning away his opponent's shot. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. What a fight. What a great, non-stop action fight this has been. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Barnes is now having to deal with a bloody nose, and that can be a real distraction, especially when it comes to your breathing. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Crawford's looking really good after that round. Teddy, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a close fight, but I believe it's a fight that he's winning.
Yeah, it's the kind of fight, though, that you can't afford to let up at all or do what you just said. Think that you're winning. He can't really think that way. He's got to think that he's got to take one round at a time. The rest of the rounds, he's got to win each one of them.
And we are back underway. Another round in a fight that's been very entertaining, but I wouldn't want to be a judge. This is one of those fights that could go either way. Barnes' cut, man, is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Crawford's doing really well on the outside, utilizing his jabs. Crawford's showing us that if he pulls this trigger, he's hitting that target. His accuracy is great.
Well, that's part of his ability. You know, I mean, it's not just his hand speed and that he's technically good. You know, he's got a little bit of pop, but he knows when to throw. See, that's important, Joe. Knowing when to let the hands go. He knows exactly what time it is.
Crawford's just making some room for himself here. A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind, that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Good work with the uppercuts. Nice job there. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Barnes has gone into a defensive shell, but that shell has cracks in it.
Yeah, it does. And the reason why it's getting cracked is because his opponent is confident that with those earmuffs on, you know, going into that peekaboo defense that he is, he knows he's handcuffed. So he's putting together 3, 4, 5 punches where normally he would only throw 1 or 2, worried something's going to come back.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. And now a little combination punching, landing both shots. Crawford's doing it just the way he wants to do it. And that last round kind of sums up the whole fight. In complete control. He's up on the scorecards, heading towards another victory.
And he's up on my scorecard. Now he just has to be careful that he doesn't get careless, he doesn't get reckless.
Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Crawford. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Crawford. Crawford's trying to create some space. You can see how he's going about it there. There it is. Barnes is in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. Crawford's doing well, sticking to a game plan on the outside. Teddy, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards. But you can just see the style of fight that this is, that he's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Last 10 seconds of the 8th round. Crawford's doing an extraordinary job of never giving his opponent the chance to get back in this fight. Just like we saw in that last round there. He's way up on your scorecard.
Yeah, I have way up, and more importantly, you touched on it. It's the kind of fight he wants. You know, it's in his element. It's sort of in his pool, so to speak, his waters. You know, it's an outside fight. It's a jabbing fight. Everything he likes.
Listen, I want you to go downstairs, downstairs.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Oh, good exchange there.
Protect yourself. Keep moving.
And now just wasting everybody's time holding on. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Protecting his head well with his guards. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
I think it has come to that point. He's behind on the cards. He's just got to be. Going to take a knockout to win this?
Yeah, I think so. And it's going to take a certain kind of attitude or strategy, a change in strategy. You go into the fights, you don't look for a knockout. You're looking to use your jab. You're looking to set up punches. You're looking to go rounds. Right now, he's got to find a way to get a knockout. Look for one punch. One big punch right now.
Crawford's coasting his way towards a victory here. That round comes to an end, and yet another round that you got to mark down on your scorecard for him.
Yeah, the only way he loses now is if he's a glutton. You know those guys, you've seen them, Joe, they're on our crew. They stay at the table too long. They don't know when to push away from the table, you know? Well, he's got to push away from the table right now. If he does that, hey, this is in the bank.
Another round, will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. Barnes is learning a real hard lesson here, and it's that a corner man can only do so much when you're dealing with this amount of swelling around the eye.
Yeah, you have that end swell in the corner. Of course, it's a piece of metal that you put in ice. It gets very cold. It retains the cold, and you place it on the swelling. But once it gets started, as you alluded to, Joe, it's tough to stop it. You got to get that ice or get that end swell on it early on before that swelling gets started, before it gets to this kind of place.
Able to dismiss it. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Crawford's just creating a little bit of real estate for himself. That is a big right hand after eating one himself.
Don't fight this fight. Dab and move. Get that right. Get that right. Took a lot out of them that round. Got up. Okay.
The start to the 11th round. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Crawford's pushing away right there. You can see him shoving, trying to create some space. They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand.
Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Let's go.
A barrage of punches that time. Good combination.
Yeah, that's what you want. You don't want one at a time. You want 3 or 4.
All right, come on now. Come on, work it out. Work it out. See some punches here.
Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. Able to get rid of that one. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Good job protecting himself. And you can see he wanted to do that as he holds on there.
Hey, no holding, no holding.
Nice block by Bad Intentions. Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Blocks that punch. 1 minute to go in a round that feels like an all-time classic. Punch for punch, they're meeting each other. Barnes coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Able to show you his blocking ability. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Crawford. Well, which way did it go? That is the question everybody wants the answer to. The man with the answer is standing in the ring, and here he is. Crawford's going to be celebrating what every fighter wants to hear. The word that he's a new champion.
And he's been waiting a lifetime for that.
I'm Joe Tessitore for Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us and enjoy the rest of your night.
And if you did it stand, you can see him cry. You can watch him scowl, feel him growl. While and steady sizing every inch about you. Fast math measuring what you amount to. The laughter.